Part 9. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 81. Kong Lian pushed her away and turned his body sideways. He would hit her, but not completely. Ren Ran understood her intention when she spoke. When she pushed her away, she also pulled her to her side, and the two of them rolled to the grass beside her. Crack! The flower pot shattered, porcelain shards and soil flying everywhere. Ren Ran climbed up from the ground and patted the dirt and dust on his body. Thank you, Kong Lian thanked him. She raised her hand to interrupt. No, don't thank me. You save me, I'll save you, we'll even it out. You don't owe me, I don't owe you. Don't think she doesn't know what's going on in her mind. If she saved him, as his savior, she wouldn't be able to treat him coldly every day. If she comes and goes, she will naturally follow the same path as in her previous life. If he saved her, she would just use repayment as a reason to stay by his side more openly. Now she has saved herself, and he has saved her. They are equal, and no one owes anything to the other. Kong Lian looked at her leaving back and kicked the flowers and plants next to her angrily. I really thought I wanted to be friends with you. Mid-level's villa. As soon as Ren Ran returned home, Ren Suya pulled her to the room and closed the door. Mom, what's wrong? Ruan Fengru asked me to meet in the afternoon and wanted me to accompany her to visit the temple in the next city. She told me openly and secretly that the temple was very efficacious. What do you think she wanted to do? After Ren Ran thought about it, he said, they take action frequently, but never succeed, so they must be anxious. She thought of what priest Qingxian had said about the prerequisites for changing one's fate. Mom, do you still remember the charm in the amulet? Ren Suya nodded. They failed again and again, so they must have realized that the talisman had no effect. This time she invited you to accompany her to pray to the Buddha. She probably wanted to seduce you and pray for the peace talisman with her. The peace talisman you asked for, she must have carefully prepared the spell for us. Ren Suya was very angry. How can a person be so bad? Some people are born evil, born with a bad seed. It's not that I remain cynical, but that I have experienced too many people and things and seen too much. Of course, what should we do? When did she invite you? She thought of a way to temporarily stabilize the opponent and at the same time defeat the opponent. Grandpa's side is about to end, and her good father will soon become a lost dog. As long as they can be stabilized for a while, there is no need to worry about anything else. This Friday. Mom, ask her to go this weekend. I'll go with you. Of course, what do you want to do? Treat others in their own way. This time Ren Suya took the initiative to go out with her on the weekend. In Ruan Fengru's view, this matter has been completed 50%. She will not take the initiative to ask for the peace talisman, but will let her take the initiative to ask for the peace talisman. At the weekend, Ruan Fengru arrived at the downstairs of the mid-level villa as agreed. Ren Suya greeted her in advance and drove directly to the mountain. Along the way, she looked at the environment of the mid-level villa area with envy in her eyes, but more of possessiveness. As soon as she arrived in front of the 22nd villa, someone came over to help her park the car, and a maid led her inside. She resisted the desire to look around, kept her eyes level, and entered the villa with an expression showing no interest in everything around her. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 82. Auntie Ruan, good morning. Ren Ran walked past her with hot milk and greeted her with a smile. Ran Ran, good morning. I'll go upstairs first, you sit down first. Okay. Ren Ran just took 2 steps and suddenly stopped and looked at Ruan Fengru. Auntie Ruan, are you going to play somewhere? Yes, go outside for a walk. Oh. Have fun then. Ren Ran stood on the second floor and watched his mother and Ruan Fengru get in their car and leave. As soon as they left, Ren Ran and Gao Ying followed them. Have you arranged everything? It's already arranged. Ruan Fengru probably didn't know that her every move had been monitored by someone. Even if everything was ready, Ren Ran was still worried about his mother. After knowing the other party's intentions, Ren Ran contacted Su Zaiyin, but he didn't contact him until before going to bed last night, and he didn't know whether the two of them entered the no man's land. Ren Ran contacted Su Zaiyin again, but the call was still unreachable. As for the young Taoist Qingxian, he turned off his phone. What are these two doing? Will they encounter any trouble? Ren Ran couldn't help but worry. She sent a message to Su Zaiyin again, and could only wait for them to see the message and contact her as soon as possible. The car drove away from Haishi and headed for the ancient village under the jurisdiction of the neighboring Hangzhou city. Their destination was an ancient temple with a strong incense on the high mountain behind the ancient village. This temple was built during the Wanli period of the Ming dynasty and has a history of 400 or 500 years. Most of the people who come here to burn incense come here because of its reputation. Ren Ran flipped through the detailed information Gao Ying gave her about this temple and the abbot inside. Ruan Fengru hasn't given the talisman to the host yet. It should be on her now. As long as she gives it to the host, the people I arranged will replace it as soon as possible. Is the other person I asked you to find in place? They are already at the foot of the mountain. When we arrive, they will dress up as tourists and follow us up the mountain. This way, they won't easily attract the other party's attention. Ren Ran nodded with satisfaction. Having someone around to help handle everything can indeed achieve twice the result with half the effort, but it must be said that Gao Ying is very capable. The salary of more than 100,000 yuan a month is worth it. The car stopped at the foot of the mountain, and Ren Suya and the others had already gone up the mountain. Miss, shall we go up? Wait here. It's too conspicuous to go up, and it's easy to be exposed. Gao Ying wore a headset, and the people arranged on the mountain would broadcast what happened on the mountain in real time. Miss, Ruan Fengru doesn't seem to plan to give the talisman to the host. The young lady is really amazing. I don't know if she guessed that the other party would not give it, or if she was prepared for a rainy day and happened to meet. No matter which one, she deserves praise. Start the second plan, Ren Ran said calmly. Yes, Gao Ying contacted the second group of people. At this time, Ruan Fengru and Ren Suya on the top of the mountain had already lit incense and were ready to ask for divination. A host holding a selfie stick, facing the camera, introduced to the audience in the live broadcast room while walking. He approached Ruan Fengru step by step and accidentally pushed her. Be careful, the person standing behind her used his bag to hold her up to prevent her from falling. When helping her to stand up, a pair of hands passed through her close-fitting pocket, turned something into his hand, and then quickly stuffed it into his sleeve. The speed was so fast that ordinary people could not detect it at all. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, She Yet. Chapter 83. Little Miss, the things have been received. Gao Ying handed her the photos taken by the other party. Perhaps due to psychological reasons, Ren Ran felt uncomfortable all over when he saw the unfolded talisman. Have someone draw this talisman according to it. After drawing it, send the new talisman to her hand. As for the original one, she will replace it later. Good. The person who drew the talisman had already prepared it and was just waiting for the original. The people below restored the talisman as quickly as possible, to the point where the fake one looked real. Ren Suya followed Ruan Fengru's suggestion and asked for a fortune talisman. At this moment, the anchor who had just broadcast returned again and found Ruan Fengru. Auntie, I'm really sorry for bumping into you just now. I bought you a few bottles of water to express my apology. Ruan Fengru waved her hand. No need, you didn't mean it either. Auntie, you have to accept it. If you don't accept it, my family in the live broadcast room will not let me go. The anchor boy pushed the 2 bottles of water back. You push in, I push away. When Ruan Fengru's attention was focused on this, the expert Ren Ran found calmly put the freshly made talisman back on her body. Ruan Fengru felt nothing during the whole process. After doing all this, let alone Ruan Fengru, even Ren Suya standing on one side was clueless. At the foot of the mountain, Ren Ran was sitting in the RV, controlling the overall situation. Ding ding dong dong. The cell phone rang, and Su Zheyin called. Where are you? Su Zheyin's voice of surprise came from the phone. Miss Ren, let me tell you some good news. We met Taoist Tegzu. Sorry, we were in no man's land before, so there was no signal. There was a signal here just now, and after receiving your I will call you as soon as possible after hearing the news. Is Taoist Tegzu by your side? Yes. I showed the photo of the talisman you just sent to Taoist Master Tegzu. Taoist Tegzu said that it is a very sinister 5 ghosts Jews hung talisman. Wearing it for a long time will cause depression, mental weakness, and gas. Luck has declined. This kind of talisman is very rare and can be drawn by people. It can be seen that the best way to deal with this talisman is not to burn it, but to press it under the statue and recite the Tao Te Ching. Yeren Ran didn't intend to care about this matter. After all, he didn't have the things here. When will you come back? Taoist Master Tegzu will be practicing here for a while. Well, I told you about your situation, and Taoist Tegzu said he would come back at the right time. Can the Taoist priest figure out the person behind the scenes who gave them the charm? The existence of people like this makes Ren Ran feel uneasy. No, however, he told you not to worry. Signal interruption. At the same time, after Ren Suya finished asking for the peace talisman, Ruan Fengru quietly dropped the talisman. Unfortunately, what she didn't know was that the talisman in her hand now was a talisman that could harm people. Before they went down the mountain, Ren Ran's car left early and stopped on the far side of the road, waiting for their car to drive by before continuing to follow them. When Ren Ran came back, he happened to see his mother giving Ruan Fengru a necklace. You put the talisman you want in this necklace, you see, this way you won't lose it. Ren Suya put the necklace on Ruan Fengru herself. After putting it on, she admired it happily. Fengru, this necklace really suits you. She took out another similar one from the box, but it was fresher than the one she wore around her neck. This one is for Lian Lian. It just allows her to put the peace charm inside. It is both beautiful and practical. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 84. Suya, no need. You gave it to me and Lian Lian, what about you and Ran Ran? Ren Suya patted her hands and said affectionately, don't worry, I have more here. Look, it's a set. They sisters wear one series, and we sisters wear another series. What do you think? You are still thoughtful. This is also a coincidence. I was planning to put photos, and now it's just the right time to put the amulet, Ren Suya said with a smile. Ren Ran silently gave her mother a thumbs up in her heart. If the mother and daughter want to please them, then this necklace and the amulet must be worn every day. Ran Ran is back, Ren Suya noticed her daughter. Ran Ran. Auntie Ruan, Ren Ran called sweetly. Ran Ran, this is the amulet that Mom asked for you, try it on. Mom, didn't Aunt ask for an amulet for us from Thailand? Ren Ran looked puzzled. You don't want to wear it because you don't like it? Ruan Fengru listened with her ears perked up. After hearing how they dealt with the amulet, her mind was as clear as a mirror. No wonder her luck was not affected at all. If she had known this, she should have sent a peace amulet in the name of Konglji. It's a pity for those amulets specially customized for them. Ren Ran opened the mechanism on the necklace, saw the amulet inside, and then quickly closed it again. This one is not bad. Mom, you wear it for me. Ruan Fengru watched Ren Suya personally put the amulet on Ren Ran's neck, and her heart was very excited. This time it settled. She knew that the effect of this amulet was even stronger than the previous one. As long as she wore it for a period of time, it would definitely work. Ruan Fengru left the mid-mountain villa area with satisfaction. As soon as she left, Ren Suya collapsed on the sofa. It's so tiring to live with a hypocritical mask. Mom, bear with it a little longer, it will be over soon. Grandpa has already started to finish up. He has found out who are Konglji's people. He has found out everything. Now we are just waiting for the end, to confront them, and to send them to where they should go. At school, Kong Lian wore a necklace from the same series as her, trying to get close to her, but unfortunately she didn't buy it, and still maintained her previous attitude and ignored the other party. No matter how she tried to please, Ren Ran just didn't accept it. Her perseverance made Guo Tongwen and others admire her perseverance. Tomorrow is my grandfather's birthday party, are you interested in going? Ren Ran looked at Zhao Yi and others. Zhao Yi and others' eyes lit up, can we go to such an occasion? Of course. On the weekend, Ren Hongru's birthday party was held in another manner in the suburbs, and the well-known figures in Haishi came to congratulate. Ren Ran led the little sisters to come, and they were like Lulalau entering the Grand View Garden, and they found everything new. Ruan Fengru brought Kong Lian to attend the banquet together, and they attended as Ren Suya's best friend and her best friend's daughter. Kong Lian was ordered by Ruan Fengru to go play with Ren Ran. She had no choice but to obey. The few people who were chatting were suddenly interrupted, and their mood suddenly became unhappy. Ren Ran. Ren Ran looked at this dogskin plaster and suddenly asked with a smile, Kong Lian, how long have you not seen your father? Not long. Not long, then it must be a long time. It just so happens that Uncle Kong is here today, why don't you go to him, but prefer to stay with me? Kong Ming Cheng is also here? Kong Lian was shocked. No, I have to tell my mother immediately. Hey, speak of the devil. Ren Ran looked behind her in surprise. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 85. Kong Lian's body froze instantly, and her mind went blank. Kong Ming Cheng is here. It's over. What should she do? Ren Ran followed Kong Lian's every move from the corner of his eyes, and after noticing her pale face, the corners of his lips rose. Zhao Yi and the others curiously followed her gaze and looked back, looking around. There were people everywhere, and they couldn't recognize which one was Kong Ming Cheng. Where is Kong Ming Cheng? Which one? Guo Tongwen asked curiously. You should ask Kong Lian about this. Ren Ran looked at her with a smile. Kong Lian's lips twitched slightly, and she didn't want to turn her head at all, because she didn't know Kong Ming Cheng either, she had only seen his photos. Kong Lian, who is your father? Lin Xiaoi asked. Yes, who is your father? I only knew about the Walrus Group in the news before, but I have never seen what the chairman of the Walrus Group looks like. Zhao Yi and the others really didn't mock this time, but were really curious. Under the aggressive gaze of the crowd, Kong Lian reluctantly turned her head and looked at the crowd behind her. She searched in the crowd, wanting to find but not daring to. Which one? Zhao Yi couldn't help but urge. Yes, which one is it? Lin Xiaoi followed and urged. Guo Tongwen spoke most directly, Kong Lian, you are not, can't you not even recognize your father? Even an outsider can recognize it at a glance, but you haven't found it after searching for a long time. You, as a daughter, how come you feel like a fake daughter? The speaker is unintentional, but the listener is intentional. Kong Lian's face suddenly changed, and she was angry and anxious. She wanted to explain, but the words were stuck in her throat and she dared not spit them out. She was afraid that they would lead Kong Ming-cheng here, and she was even more afraid of being exposed. Once exposed, the consequences would be disastrous. Kong Lian looked around and really didn't see Kong Ming-cheng. Ren Ran looked at her and found it amusing. He saw her hiding her face in fear and nervousness like a clown. He was almost done teasing her. When he was about to speak, she spoke first. "My dad is not here." Ren Ran raised his eyebrows. "Really? Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry, I saw it wrong." Kong Lian breathed a sigh of relief and a surge of anger surged in his heart. This bitch must have done it on purpose. Uncle Kong should be on his way. "Do you want to go with me to pick him up?" Ren Ran invited. Kong Lian stood up directly. "No, I'll go by myself." She didn't dare to stay here any longer. She was afraid that once Kong Ming-cheng came, her lie would be exposed. It must be said that at this moment, Kong Lian's back looked like she was fleeing in panic. Did she think that if she could escape the first day of the month, she could escape the 15th day? After dealing with her grandfather, she could stop worrying and start to deal with this little green tea. Once the identity of little green tea is revealed, her identity as an illegitimate daughter will be exposed, which is equivalent to letting Kong Ji break the jar. Besides, Kong Ming-cheng will not come today at all. The other party is on a business trip in Europe to negotiate business. The person who came is his assistant and brought gifts. After scaring Kong Lian did not dare to disgust people in front of her. Suddenly, there was a small commotion in the venue, and many people looked towards the center of the venue. It seems that something happened. Ren Ran got up and walked towards that side. Before he got close, he heard his aunt's face flushed, sticking out her big tongue and yelling. "Uncle, how can you do this to us? When my father died, I asked you to take care of us, and this is how you take care of us. You watched us die without helping us. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her." Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 86. Kong Ji quickly asked the waiter to help her down. "Mrs. Su, you are drunk. Help her to leave quickly." The word Mrs. Su directly ignited Ren Chuyun's anger. Why did she call her Mrs. Su instead of Mrs. Ren? She pushed the waiter away directly. "I won't leave, I'm not drunk." Ren Ran looked at the drunken ant in the middle of the field, her face slightly gloomy. Today is Grandpa's birthday. She deliberately made a scene at this time, clearly not letting them have an easy time. Before, she wanted to recover all the money she spent on Su Ying. After her grandmother knew her plan, she persuaded her not to do things too harshly. After all, they were relatives. They left a line for them, but they would not leave a line for them. Ren Ran walked forward and walked in front of her cousin. "Cousin." She bit the word cousin very hard. In the past, she always called her cousin, which seemed intimate, but now she just called her how she should be divided. "When you said this, did you feed your conscience to the dog?" Everyone's eyes fell on Ren Ran. Without waiting for Ren Chuyun to speak, Ren Ran began to count. "The big hotel opened by my cousin's uncle was 80% funded by my grandfather, but it was gone in the end. After that, you begged me to let my grandfather and let my cousin's uncle open a chain of restaurants. When my cousin's uncle's brother got into trouble and needed someone to clean up his mess, you went to my grandfather. Every time you were short of money, you still went to my grandfather. Every time you said it was a loan, but every time you only came to take the money, you never saw you pay it back. My grandfather started from scratch and never relied on my second uncle. He helped me time and time again. You, not only are you not grateful, but you take your grandpa's kindness to you for granted. I tell you, grandpa doesn't owe your family, let alone your cousin's family. If you want money, earn it with your own ability, instead of asking for it here again and again. I didn't understand what a little bit of kindness, a big bit of hatred meant before, but today I have seen it. It is not the best way to deal with it openly in such an occasion, but Ren Ran doesn't want to be subtle and doesn't want to spoil her cousin's family anymore. The cousin's family often bullies and abuses their power outside under the guise of Yaxing Group. Many people give them and their husbands a lot of convenience for the sake of Yaxing Group. Today, she will completely break with her cousin's family in front of the upper circles of Haishi. In the future, without Yaxing Group, let's see if they can still bully and abuse their power. Ren Shiyun was dumbfounded, her eyes were clear, and she forgot to continue pretending to be drunk. She was so embarrassed that she doubted her life. Because she had expected that the uncle's family would not dare to tear their faces apart, and would keep things quiet as usual. However, this time, it was a failure. Ren Shiyun pointed her finger at Ren Ran's nose. You. She looked at Ren Suya and her husband. You just watched a junior pointing at my nose and scolding me? Is this your upbringing? It's true that I'm a junior, but as an elder, you have to act like an elder to make me, a junior, respect you. Konglji said, Ran, say less. Ren Shiyun thought of something. Ran, don't say that we have been asking for it all the time. Why didn't you say anything when you took more than 1 million from us? What more than 1 million? Ran didn't remember it all at once. More than 1 million is nothing in your eyes, but it's not a small amount for us. You can't just remember how much we borrowed, why don't you say how much you took from us? As soon as these words appeared, what Ran said before was greatly discounted. Ran pondered for a moment, remembered what the more than 1 million was about, and glanced at the crowd. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 87. His eyes fell steadily on Su Ying. Where did my aunt say that? You can't just say it in vain, right? This damn girl really won't shed tears until she sees the coffin. She directly pulled Su Ying out from the crowd and said, Tell me, what happened that day? Tell me in detail. Su Ying hesitated and did not dare to speak. You damn girl, what are you still worrying about? People are shameless and don't treat us as a family, but you are still thinking about her. Have you ever thought about whether she has considered you? Ren Shiyun patted her daughter's face, shoulders, urging. Auntie, please don't push Xiaoying. She is young and not thick-skinned enough to tell lies. This sentence elevated Su Ying and belittled her. When her daughter failed to live up to expectations, Ren Shiyun had no choice but to go into battle on her own. That time in October, you had no money to buy a bag, but you still took 1.2 million from me. Ren glanced at Su Ying, who lowered her head and did not dare to raise it at all. She didn't want to waste any time talking to her cousin about what happened that day. 1,200,000. Haha. I didn't take that 1,200,000. That day your daughter spent 1.09 million to buy 5 LB bags. If you don't believe it, you can call the surveillance of the LB store. If my aunt doesn't believe it, I can call the manager of that store right now. I'll know exactly what happened that day after watching the surveillance. Ren Suya said, my daughter won't be unable to pay for $1 million bag. But your daughter, do you need us to give you a detailed count of how many things you took from Ran? The money they took out from the Ren family was enough to buy a carload of bags, not to mention 5 bags. Now that this matter was picked out, they were all disgusted. Ren Hongru and several business tycoons were in the reception room on the second floor. After hearing the noise in front of them, they stopped talking and came downstairs. When Ren Shiyun saw Ren Hongru coming downstairs, She rushed over and shouted aggrieved, "Uncle, you just let them bully me like this." Ren Hongru looked at her niece in front of her, and then at her niece-in-law who was hiding behind her. This niece still hasn't realized that she is being used as a weapon, and everything has come to her head. Ren Hongru did not respond to her, and said in a cold voice, "Since you are not sincere in coming to celebrate her birthday, please go back. Once they are kicked out today, their family will have absolutely nothing to do with the Yaxing group. In the future, even if they tell the outside world that Yaxing group belongs to her uncle, others will not buy their face anymore." Su Zhenyang realized that something was wrong and finally stood up, "Uncle, don't be angry, of course we are here sincerely. See a visitor out." Without giving him a chance to finish his words, Ren Hongru directly issued an eviction order. "Don't say that you hate them because of the grudges in your previous life. Even if there were no grudges from the previous life, just because they would embarrass the Ren family on such an occasion today would be enough to make Ren Hongru dislike their family completely." The waiter had been preparing for a long time, and now he had the order to invite the three of them out of the manor. Ren Chiyun still wanted to struggle, but after seeing her uncle's cold eyes, she instantly became obedient because she knew that if she continued to make trouble, the consequences might be more serious. After the three were asked to leave, Ren Hongru apologized to everyone, and then everything returned to normal, as if nothing had ever happened. They thought that making a fuss would make the Ren family compromise out of face, but unfortunately they miscalculated. "What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her." Author, Mo Shi Mo Yet. Chapter 88. In the study on the second floor, Ren Hongru looked at Konglji. "You didn't handle the matter just now." Such straightforwardness made Konglji's heart tremble slightly. He was dissatisfied with himself. "Dad, she is Suya's sister, I dare not." "What are you afraid of? If you are like this, how can I trust you to hand over the group to you?" "Dad, I was wrong, and I won't make the same mistake again in the future. I will announce you're taking over the Yaxing group later." Konglji was ecstatic, and his face could no longer hold back his joy. "Thank you, Dad. Do a good job, don't let me down." "Dad, I will." After coming out of the study, Konglji was radiant, walked with the wind, and smiled when he met people. It was not the kind of polite smile, but a smile from the heart. Many people noticed his abnormality, and some began to tease him. "Boss Kong, what good thing happened to you?" "Nothing, it's my dad's birthday today, I'm happy." Someone who heard the news came over with a glass of wine to congratulate. "Boss Kong, congratulations in advance." "No, it's not happening yet." "Don't hide it." "Of course. Asia Star Group will be handed over to you later." When everyone said this, Konglji felt relieved, but he didn't dare to relax at all, and he was still humble on the surface. "My father-in-law is still young, I want to learn more under him for a few more years." Boss Kong is so humble. Everyone smiled. Ren Ran stood on the balcony on the second floor, looking at her father below, who was very proud and like a fish in water, with the corners of her lips raised, and a disdainful chuckle came out of her mouth. She looked at Kong Lian and her daughter again. They both had excitement on their faces, especially Kong Lian, whose excited expression was about to overflow, but her mother was much more reserved. She went downstairs and walked towards them. "Kong Lian, are you very happy today? How did you see your father?" Kong Lian sneered in her heart. "Ren Ran, laugh now, you won't be able to laugh soon." "No, but my father will be back soon." Oh, Ren Ran responded meaningfully, and then turned to look at Ruan Fengru. "Auntie Ruan, please forgive me for any inadequacy in the hospitality today. The banquet was well held." "Ran Ran, you are so modest." After a few hypocritical polite words with them, she stood up and said goodbye. As soon as she left, Kong Lian made a disdainful tisk without any scruples. Ruan Fengru was in a rare good mood, and did not blame her. She smiled and reminded, "Pay attention to your image." I know. She coquettishly circled her mother's hand. At the end of the banquet, Konglji's assistant hurried over with an anxious look on his face. Mr. Kong, the assistant, hurriedly interrupted Konglji's conversation with several CEOs. Konglji was dissatisfied and said to several CEOs, "Sorry, excuse me." The two walked to the guest rooms upstairs, opened one of the guest rooms and closed the door. What happened? The assistant ignored his displeasure. "Boss Kong, please read the latest news from Daeng." He handed the phone to him, and the page stayed in the full English interface, with the latest financial news from Daeng. After reading the news, Konglji's pupils suddenly contracted. "Did you contact the other party?" The assistant shook his head. "I contacted the person in charge of the other party as soon as I saw the news, but I couldn't get in touch. The number showed that it was an empty number." "Boss Kong, we may have been deceived." Konglji was like being struck by lightning, and his mind was blank for a moment. "Impossible. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her." Author, She Yet. Chapter 89. He clearly sent people to investigate why this happened. How are these companies in Donglan doing? It was only when he saw Donglan cooperating with that company that he believed in the company's qualifications. The assistant was also panicked. After learning about this situation, he immediately checked the situation of several companies in Donglan, and the results he got shocked him. Donglan Company had already put down all the money a few days before the accident. They planned to breach the contract and file a lawsuit with the other party. The other two companies were also trapped. Like us, the situation was not optimistic. At this point, something like this suddenly happened, which was a fatal blow to him. Once the old guy knows about this, he will definitely not be able to hand over the baton smoothly today. As long as he hides this matter from today, when everything is settled, even if they find out afterwards, with his understanding of that old thing, he will definitely be able to protect himself. Does Director Ren know? The assistant shook his head. That's good. The assistant was stunned. He shook his head to mean that he didn't know, not that Director Ren didn't know. Just as he opened his mouth to explain, he heard Mr. Kong's order, "You must do one thing now to prevent reporters from coming to the door. No matter what, no reporters are allowed to come to the door today. The company has also ordered a seal. In short, it can be delayed for a while." After coming out of the guest room on the second floor, the smile on Konglji's face was no longer as complacent as before. He was still chatting happily with the guests, as if nothing had happened. Everyone was waiting for Ren Hongru to hand over the responsibility of Yaxing Group to Konglji. However, no one was waiting. Instead, someone saw Ren Hongru going up to the second floor and did not come down for a long time. Konglji was worried and glanced in the direction of the second floor from time to time. This banquet is about to end, why hasn't Director Ren announced it yet? Yes. Did something happen? Someone speculated. It's impossible. This matter has been arranged a long time ago, not to mention that Director Ren is very satisfied with Mr. Kong. That's true. Mr. Kong has performed well in Yaxing Group in recent years. I heard that Mr. Kong negotiated a big deal as soon as he was assigned to the Baikan branch. This method and ability are enough for Director Ren to trust Yaxing Group in his hands. Konglji naturally heard the comments from the guests, and he was also anxious. He couldn't ask himself, so he couldn't help but look at his wife, walk to her side, and gently reminded, "Suya, do you want to go upstairs and see Dad?" Ren Suya didn't seem to hear his subtext, and said with a smile, "Dad must be busy up there. He will come downstairs when he is done, don't worry. Don't worry, I don't know whether it's telling him not to worry about things changing, or not to worry about Ren Hungru being fine. The guests are waiting. What you are waiting for is self-evident. Ren Suya could clearly sense his eagerness. Even if she understood what he meant, she still pretended to be silly and sweet. Don't worry, Dad is measured. You still don't know what kind of character Dad is. Before Kongji could speak, he heard her say, hurry up and greet the guests, don't stick around me and make people laugh. Kongji felt a suffocation in his chest and couldn't vomit it out. Kongji, who was suffering in his heart, wanted to go upstairs several times, but he resisted. When he could hardly bear it anymore, Ren Hungru finally appeared. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 90. As soon as Ren Hungru appeared, everyone's eyes were focused on him. Kongji subconsciously looked at his clothes, and after confirming that they were correct, he began to wait for the most important moment in his life. Ren Hungru stood on the stage, smiled and said polite words to everyone, and when the topic was about to end, he changed the topic. I will announce something here today. Kongji held his breath, and there was a gleam in the depths of his eyes. Among the guests present, in addition to Kongji, Ruan Fengru and her daughter were also extremely excited. All the guests smiled and waited for the announcement of the handover ceremony of Yaxing Group. Ren Ran and Ren Suya stood together, and the corner of their eyes kept paying attention to Kongji, looking forward to the wonderful moment later. Yaxing Group will cooperate with Teo Group to develop the Lideo Bay project. The whole audience was in an uproar. They were not shocked by why Kongji did not take charge of Yaxing Group, but that Yaxing Group actually cooperated with Teo Group to develop the Lideo Bay project. There were rumors about this project before, but it has never been implemented. They are all some groundless news. Now that the two big companies in Haishi have quietly joined forces to take over, many entrepreneurs present will be stunned. The stocks of the two companies will surely rise steadily when the market opens tomorrow. After Ren Hungru announced, he walked off the stage without taking Kongji with him, but held Ren Ran's hand and talked with the bigwigs from all sides. Congratulations. Mr. Ren, if there are any good projects in the future, you must bring your brother. Mr. Ren has done a big thing quietly. Ren Hungru talked to the bosses around him implicitly, and did not feel complacent about this matter. Everyone seemed to have forgotten that Kongji was in charge of Yaxing Group. The guests present were all smart people, and they probably guessed that something had changed, not to mention that at this time, they did not let Kongji follow them, but held Ren Ran's hand instead. The smile on Kongji's face became stiff, and he took several deep breaths before suppressing his unwillingness and anger and putting on a smile on his face again. Ruan Fengru and her daughter standing in the back were also extremely disappointed and could not accept it. Mom, what's going on? Didn't you say that Dad would take over? Why did he suddenly? The rest of the words were shut up under the cold gaze of his mother. Have you forgotten what I told you? You can't talk where you shouldn't talk. Kong Lian remembered the sentence and her heart trembled. The banquet was over, and the Ren family sent the guests away one by one. Ren Hungru and his wife returned to the villa in the middle of the mountain, and Ren Ran's family of 3 returned to the villa area where they lived. As soon as he got home, Ren Ran couldn't help but hold his mother's hand. Ren Suya shook her head slightly, indicating that he didn't need to worry. Ran, it's late today, you should go to bed early, Kongji said in a gentle voice. Okay. Ran pretended to know nothing and went back to his room directly. As soon as she left, Kongji took Ren Suya's hand and went back to the room. As soon as the door was closed, he stopped talking. Ren Suya pretended not to see it and took off her jewelry. Kongji was very tired when he saw that she ignored him. She was always like this, only caring about herself, never like Feng Ru, All her thoughts and attention were on him, and she would find out and comfort him as soon as there was anything wrong. If it wasn't for Yaxing Group, he really didn't want to stay with such a woman. Wife, didn't Dad say that he would hand over Yaxing Group to me? Why didn't he say it today?